Greetings, gardening friends. It's Wednesday. I haven't done any actual updates on the garden because I haven't done anything in the garden for the past week, but it's the end of the cycle today for my midweek videos. I think I'm going to try and do a little something in the garden. I have been sick. I'm okay. It was just a cold, but I did go get tested and thankfully it came up negative. And I'm still kind of recovering, so I don't want to do too much heavy work, but I want to get something done in the garden. I feel like I gotta, get out and get my hands in the soil. So I think what I'm going to do today is try and plant a few seeds. So I'm going to go in the back and we're going to take a look at that. Okay, well, I was going to wait for the idiotic construction noise to stop. It sounds like they're cutting backer board, and it just seems like they're going to try and cover the entire house next door in tile. That's like 4,000 square feet of tile. I don't know what their plan is, but it's just constant noise, and it's getting, a little tiring. But, so please ignore the sounds in the distance. I think what I'm going to do, I'm showing you these first three planters because what I want to do is I want to test out the soil to see how tightly compacted it is, and really the plan is, as far as I've developed it, I don't have a full plan yet, but that first planter, the furthest away, which has a plant in it right now, is going to be for my pepper plants, and then I'm going to get the tomatoes into the second and third, with the third being that smaller one in the front of the view here. So first thing I'm going to do is I just want to simply take a quick look here at what it's like with the cultivator. Okay, and that's the garbage truck, just happens to be here. So it looks like it's a little crusty on the top, but otherwise the soil's reasonably loose underneath. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably get something to amend it. We've got a little bit left over of some garden soil, so I think I'll just incorporate that into the top. I'm going to pull the weeds out and get a little of that in, and then I'll be able to plant some seeds. Of course, no sooner do I go into time-lapse mode and they guys decide to stop making noise next door. But I've managed to get I've incorporated a little amend into the soil there, and I'm not really going to plant anything in the first planter that already has the plants, but when I throw a little bit of fertilizer into the next two boxes, I'll also throw some fertilizer in that, so hopefully that'll help it along, because the pepper plants are looking not so great, but I mean, they're old plants, they got transplanted, they had shock, it's cold, there's all these different things playing against them. So I mean, I managed to get one more pepper off of that plant, maybe two. So at least the which one was it? It was the cherry pick pepper. That was really nice, and I think I have seeds for that, so I'm going to grow some more of it. So we'll just see what we get from that plant for the time being. It's still maybe a little too cold, but I wanted to see if I can get something started. So what I'm going to do is I've got some seeds for a larger tomato. I forget the exact name. I'll pull that out in a second. That's going to go in the bigger box, and some cherry tomato, which is going to go in the smaller box because they may cascade over the, see if I can get my bearing here, yeah, over the edge down this direction. So that's what I'm going to try and do now. Okay, so that took a few minutes, but just to review, what I've done is in that first smaller box, I put in a cherry tomato called Large Red Cherry. Let's see if I can get that in shot. That little bag has a ton of seeds in it. And then in the larger box, I put in Roma tomato, literally tomato Roma. And for good measure, because tomatoes like basil, I had some basil seeds, which is, let's see if I can get that in the shot there. Basil, Italian broadleaf. So that's what I put in. and just kind of spread them around. Probably a little too much basil, but we'll see what pops up and we'll thin them out as necessary. I've always just kind of let everything grow, but this year maybe like in the bigger box, I put a half a dozen seeds, two each in three locations, sort of uh, further down. It's going to be really hard to do here because I can't really see what I'm doing, but say like there, and there, two each. So I can go through and whichever one looks stronger, I'll yank out the weaker one. Um, that way they all have a good chance, and that's three potential Roma tomato plants, and then if one of them dies, I still got two plants, so that puts me in a good position there. I don't have any pepper seeds to plant right now. I just wanted to get something in the ground. I felt like I just got to plant something. Then we can monitor that until it gets a little bit warmer. If they don't make it, they don't make it, but you don't know unless you try. It's mid-February in Southern California, so I mean the temperatures are up around the 70s. They might get in a cold snap here. They might get down to the 50s. We certainly don't have to really worry about freezing generally. Sometimes it does freeze around here, and then the citrus crops suffer, but that is what it is. So that's kind of what I'm going to get done for today, what I'm going to get done for this week. I don't know if I'm going to get to anything tomorrow. But that'll be in the next midweek update. So with that, I think I'll wrap up here and say thank you so much for watching. I apologize for being not as attentive on not getting as much done, but there are other projects to do around here. So the content's going to be a little thin for a little bit, but then we'll get back to at some point when it warms up and we get other projects done around here, we can get to the terracing and get that stuff going. That's going to involve, once that's done, there's going to be a ton more planting going on and a lot of stuff to monitor throughout the year. So I'm really looking forward to this season. Thanks again for watching. This is the Budget Gardener signing off, saying stay safe and may your thumb be green.